I'll be honest, I did not realize that Top Golf was a driving range. I thought that it was like a mini golf, like putt-putt golf course. Hello, my name is Rigmarole, and I have way too many hobbies. Streaming is one of them. I just this last weekend got to go to Top Golf, which I had never done before. I am not a golfer, I will say that just right off the bat. It was my first time at a driving range. For anyone who doesn't know what Top Golf is, it's basically a driving range for millennials. It is something that you can go to. It has a restaurant, it has a bar, and then you can kind of hang out with your friends while you hit a few golf balls around. And it was something that my friends had all done before. So it was kind of a bit like bowling, that you have the friends that are like really good and then the friends that were not so good, and so that's kind of where I fell. I mean, I had never done stuff like that before, so it was literally my first time. I think I went to a golf course 10 years ago, and that was my first time like holding a golf club, and just went with friends that they had done some golfing, and so they're like, we'll just have a game and kind of learn the ropes. And I like destroyed that lawn and made a bunch of divots, and it was I was a real ruckus on their golf course. But I feel like I do pretty good with mini golf. So I do mini golf videos every so often with a channel called RZ Golf. And so that's me. So we just do
Grazed past
mini
that.
golf.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's very slow. Wait a minute. No.
Yay! Beat that.
So yeah, that's the extent of my skills. It makes me look so good that I got so many hole-in-ones, but yeah, so not real golf have I done before. But yeah, so Top Golf, it was, let's see, I have some photos. This is what the course looks like. Do you call it a course? It's a range, driving range. That it is a large building that oversees the lawn, and you have this whole field that you can hit balls into, and they have targets on the different flags, and each flag is different points. There's the yellow rings and the red rings, and off to the side was a monitor that was very similar to like a bowling alley, how it'll track how many points you got, and it actually has a little graphic. So the golf balls have little RFID chips in them, and so literally the course knows where your ball is and will display it on the monitor. So like you can't cheat your way out of points or anything. It literally knew. Like it glitched out a few times and like didn't register a hit or whatever, but it was usually pretty good and knew exactly where your ball was at any given time. The way the game worked was like bowling. Each person gets a certain amount of attempts. You try to get the most amount of points of like hitting a bullseye, getting as close to those flags as possible. And then you get like 5 chances, and then it's the next person's turn. And so you get, was it like 5 rounds? And in that amount of time, how many points do you get? And so like our best player in the group got like over 300 points for the whole game. And then the worst player, I got like 86. So it's like bowling. I didn't even break 100. It's terrible. Yeah, and I did go in the sand traps a couple times. I don't know that I think so. Like if you had your ball go just rolled on the green, didn't get into one of the goals, then it was just 0 points. There was no like negative points that I was aware of. Maybe the sand trap did that. I don't know. This was as the sun was going down. It was very lovely. We did have, so as you can see, there's a bunch of those golf balls just kind of sitting out, collecting into where there's little pits and stuff. So then there were little trucks that would go and collect the balls, which like in movies and stuff, you always see people will go after and try to like hit the ball or hit their ball at the truck, which is pretty hilarious. So there he is. So like we had dinner. I had a club sandwich. They had alcohol, so you could get different mixed drinks. It was really just like a way for you to hang out with friends. And we had a time slot that was like an hour and a half. Honestly, it was enough for us to do one game and then a little bit of a next game, but I kind of wish that we had had enough time to do like 2 games, because while the first game that we did had it where it was like, okay, get as close to the flags as possible, get points, there were more like digital games than that. They had games where it was like, oh, roll the ball, and like it could wind up anywhere on the green and it'll get you points, some amount of points. So like that was one version of the game, which for somebody who's not great at hitting the ball very far, and it ended up rolling wherever, that was a great game for me. I got great points on that. There was somebody who on the floor above us threw their golf club onto the course. That was fun. So there was like 3 levels. We were on the 2nd level. There was a level beneath us, and then there was a 3rd floor. And so like you could see balls coming from below and above. This net that you can see where it says caution, we had to sign a waiver, and the lady told us, if you fall into the net, you have to get yourself back out, that they're not allowed to help you. And if you can't get yourself back out, then they have to call an ambulance. So you still have to be able to like save yourself. And so we did ask her, like, have you ever seen somebody struggle? And she said not her, but it has happened before at this Topgolf that somebody had to get rescued. So that was interesting. But yeah, and then you sometimes get people who, out of anger or incompetence, threw the golf club. And they were real golf clubs as far as I could tell. They were not like mini golf putt golf clubs that they had like a 5-iron and a 9-iron, which I didn't know the difference between. I've always heard the names and I was like, I don't know, let's try this one today. The Honda, sponsored by Honda, it kind of explains for you as you are the putter what you should aim towards, and it's also what spits out the ball. So think of it as the bowling alley, like where the ball return is. And so the way that worked was you bring your club up to it, wave it in front of this thing, and it'll spit out the ball for you. And then no one else is allowed to go in this space while you're hitting it, because you could literally get hit by a golf club. Which, you know, we were all good. When I was a child, I did have that happen once. I remember playing at a birthday party with my younger cousin, and we had golf balls and golf clubs for some reason, just children playing in the backyard. And yeah, he did a big old swing and I was standing right behind him, so he hit me like square in the chest. So lesson learned. Nothing was broken. I lived. And then this is how oh, it bounced off the green. I thought it went into the green. Well, so that's how that works. And then each of these little like spider web bullseyes is a pit, and if your ball goes into that, then it will fall into the pit, and your screen would register like, oh yeah, that's 25 points. If it goes a little further in, then it was 50 points, and then the center might have been like double that. So pretty fun, very new experience for me. It was a learning experience because I had never actually attempted to swing a golf club like that. So, you know, I was able to watch people who were clearly more advanced, they had some training behind them of how to actually swing the club. But yeah, I would need much more practice to doing better. I think the furthest I got was that first yellow flag. And then like our best player was able to hit it all the way out to the end. So yeah, so Top Golf, it's a fun time. It was kind of spendy. Our friend who had a birthday, she was able to use some gift cards to pay for a majority of this, but for like an hour and a half, it was over $100 for all of us, and there was maybe 5 of us total. I don't know that kids are allowed since they serve alcohol. Maybe they have like floor 1 is for families and then the top levels. I don't know. I didn't actually investigate that far into it. I was just trying to process how to actually golf. So, but yeah, that was fun. Got to see what Top Golf is all about and how it works and what it is. It is not mini golf. Don't assume that. And I'm sorry if you are somebody who goes to Top Golf frequently and is offended that I had no idea what it was. I had got no hole-in-ones like I did with mini golf. If you liked what you see, then go ahead and subscribe or follow, wherever you are. All right, well, I will catch you guys in the next stream, and I will see you later. Goodbye.